Exactly what is going on. I was detained by the Chicago police, taken into Cook County Jail. Throughout the cell, throughout the process into the bond hearing, that's when ICE came up to me. They didn't say I'm ICE, by the way. They acted as if they were part of the public defender group. They were in civilian clothes. That was 3 years ago. I know things have changed, but back then, this woman came up to me and started questioning me about, where was I born and all these questions. I didn't know it was ICE. And even though if I knew it was ICE, I probably would have answered because I was scared of being at the county. I didn't, so what ended up happening is that because of my responses to the questions of this person that questioned me while I was awaiting a bond hearing in the tunnel. I've been in the tunnel. I know the process in there. By the time I got to the bond hearing, the judge said, "Oh, and by the way, even though I don't have nothing to do with immigration, you might be turned over to ICE." That same day, we found out that I was put into an immigration hold. My sister couldn't pay the $2,500 bond. The bond was taken away, and I got documents, and there's a demanda
several lawsuits
against the county because of back then, 3 years ago, they just took your bond away, and I'm still part of that civil court. Yeah, and they took the bond away. There's like, now you have no bond because you have immigration hold. I had to stay in the county for 3 months, and that's expenses to the county, not to nobody else. Until my case was over, I was released, but with a year probation, a couple years probation, and then after the judge said you're free to go, you're probation. The next day, ICE was to pick me up, so I went through the whole process, and basically, ICE is there. The only thing they go through is the doc saying Jose Herrera, Spanish, Spanish last name, no driver license. He was caught speeding without driver license. Let me go and interview this person, because out of the 50 cellmates that we were waiting hearing, 50 just in that, but there was 100. No dark black person or Anglo was called up by this ICE officials, but instead all the Hispanics were sort of like, just calling names and say, hey, where are you from, all those kind of questions. What Reverend Coleman said, yes, the sheriff, the state has withdrawn from secure communities, but the county needs to do way more than just, saying it out there and being in the newspaper, but actually act, and because of personal experience, it's been 3 years now that I could be, separated. I comply with the court, with the orders and everything, and not even that, but the judge ended up saying, because you have immigration hold, I cannot give you probation, because you might be deported, so it was a whole fight of me having a public defender and fighting this in court, because not everybody gets to be given either supervision or probation, depending on the case. If you have immigration hold, the first thing they want to do is just send you to prison, and do 30 days, 60 days, because they suspect that you have no chance on fighting the case. And myself, it's like un ejemplo. I'm an example that people that have a case and they can fight it, but sometimes they don't know, And thanks to the mission here, I'm able to go visit inmates and say, this is what you need to do. But when you're there, there's no signs that say, hey, by the way, ICE is going to come, and you can refuse to answer the questions. There's no signs there like that. There's the other types of signs that say other stuff. So we are. For my part, thank you for coming here, and since then I've been involved in this, organizing around advocating for immigrant rights, and I will continue protesting and rallying outside the county until we see something.